Good morning. It's Thursday, November the 9th. It's 7:17 and I am leaving home to go to Starbucks. It is a double star day, which means I'm going to go to Starbucks to get my double stars. And it's my Friday, so we don't have school tomorrow for Veterans Day. I always treat myself to Starbucks on a Friday. So since this is my Friday, I'm going today. And that's not to say that I won't go tomorrow, but I'm going today for sure. And I must say, I'm usually pretty well funded on my Starbucks app, and I am down to the bare minimums right now, which I haven't been in a long time. That just shows you how many trips I've made there this past school year in summer, but I'll find a way to replenish it. So I'm going to school. Taylor won't be there today, so it's just going to be me. And I think the plan is to keep things relatively light. And I'll probably share more of that when I get to work. But I just wanted to say good morning so that when I get to school, I can kind of get some things done. The big thing that I need to accomplish on campus today is I need to make sure everything is in order for the house celebration, which it, for the most part is, but anytime you have like a school-wide event, or I have a school-wide event that falls under my responsibility as the leadership teacher, I always have some element of anxiety making sure that I've remembered everything, and I think I have. So there's that in addition to the teaching. And my goal is to leave at contract time today, which for me would be 3 o'clock, because I need to walk Woofy and have enough time to do that, and then I have a therapy appointment today at 5 o'clock. So I don't know that I've said it in a vlog. I know that I posted about it, but I started therapy this year. Not even for anything, I mean, not like for some specific traumatic event, and I think that's the thing that people think about therapy. I definitely think it's getting better now because more and more people are going. It's just understanding you don't have to have had some traumatic life experience to benefit from therapy. And so in my case, I don't have some traumatic life experience. Mine more so was triggered by just maybe stress management, but also I just think that 2023 has been like just a challenging year. It's like I've hit some sort of imaginary wall, like in terms of how much I work and how much stress I allow myself to take on, and how I function as the oldest child in my family, and how I function as my parents' daughter, and how I function as a friend, and some friendships I've had to let go, and how I'm moving past that, and how I manage life as a single woman and what that's like, and how I manage a job that just never ends. And so I just got to the point where I felt like I needed a neutral party to kind of unload some of these things on or process through. And it's been helpful. It's something that I look forward to. I was very specific this summer when I was looking for a therapist. I was going to go through Kaiser, which is my healthcare provider, but when I called, I said I would specifically like a female therapist, and preferably a therapist of color. And if I was really being honest, like a black female. And if, you know, I think that if you are a black female, you understand why that was kind of like a critical piece for me. And if you're not, it's not really something I can explain, or, I mean, I can, but I don't know that everybody relates to it or understands it. But there are certain things, especially in my professional life, and even to some degree my personal life, that are the experience is very specific to being a black woman, a black professional woman, really just a black woman in America, professional or not. So when I called Kaiser, they said, we can guarantee you a female therapist, but we can't really guarantee that you'll get a therapist of color. So when they told me that, I started thinking of other options. I had looked at BetterHelp before I had called Kaiser, because you can kind of pinpoint what kind of therapist you want. But the only problem about that is, like, at the time when I checked, you had to buy the therapy sessions in packs, and I wanted more of a pay as you go. and that wasn't an option. And then luckily I talked to a friend of mine who also works for the district, and she recommended me to a therapist that is 15 minutes from my house, female and Black. So I was like, perfect. I had my first session early in the school year, and I've been going every other week since, and it is helpful just to kind of help me look at things with some clearer perspective, help me to just kind of unload things on someone that like isn't a family member or a friend, so I can maintain a certain level of privacy if that's what I want. So I have that today at 5 o'clock, so I do need to leave at contract time so I can go home and walk Wolfie, relax for a minute, and then head to that therapy appointment, and then I don't have school tomorrow, but I do have work to do. So I'll be working this weekend. I need to finish grading my study sync responses as well as some other things, and leadership stuff has to be done. So even when a teacher has a long weekend, the likelihood of them just doing nothing work related for that long weekend, or any weekend in general, is very low, because the job never ends. It literally never ends. There is never an end point to teaching. Even when you're on summer break, there's no end point, because you are going to start prepping for the next year or be thinking about it. Like, I think that's, oh, I hate this parking lot. I think that's what people don't understand. Is this a parking spot right here? No, it is not. And now I'm in a pickle. And this person won't let me out because I'm stuck. I don't even know how to get out of here. Someone just came out. Sorry, you guys are having to listen to me figure out my life in this very teeny tiny little parking lot of Starbucks. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna get my coffee. I'll probably leave the camera running. I haven't done a Starbucks taste test with you guys in a while, so I'll be back. I got the usual vanilla sweet cream cold brew, sugar-free vanilla syrup, I think is what I get. It makes me feel like I'm being healthy. And then I got some egg bites. So let's see. It's always the drink that I'm most concerned about. Let me put my little drink cozy on it because my hands get cold. Oh, it's a 10, you guys. It's a 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and get myself to work, and I will be sure to check in with you guys a little bit later. So I'll see you then. Hello. Good morning. Mm-hmm. 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 They're scanning in at lunch to get their donut. There's nothing else for them to scan in. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Bye. School hasn't started yet. It's 7:45. But the Santa Ana winds are still blowing. There's a fire that's not too far from here that has caused a strip of the freeway that teachers take to get here to close down. So a lot of teachers are delayed. The parking lot is pretty empty. And it's the Thursday before a long weekend, and so some teachers have taken the day off, and rightfully so. But we just got an email saying that there's 3 teachers that don't have sub coverage for the day. So to expect a phone call from the office to ask you to cover a class during your prep, and that they would prefer that we do that instead of farming out kids, to which most teachers' initial response is going to be, well, we have 3 classes without sub coverage, but we do have 3 administrators on campus, and that is an option. And I know administrators are busy and they can't cover a whole class, but I think a lot of times the frustration for teachers is that in many cases admin doesn't even consider that first. Like they don't even consider that maybe they could cover the class for a period of time, and that the tone of the email is always like it'll be our fault, like we're the only solution to sub shortages, if that makes sense. So we'll see if I get a phone call. If I do, I'm not even sure if I'll say yes, because I really do need my prep. So yeah, that's how the day's going so far. And the day hasn't even really begun. Fire, teachers are stuck on a freeway. 3 classes have no sub coverage. The winds are blowing. So, okay. It's 8:45. I'm on my prep. I did answer the phone. They asked if I could cover, and I just had to be honest and say I really can't today because I needed to get all this done. So I've been in my coworker's classroom getting the Chromebook set up with these scanners. So I'm just here picking up another one, and it's a mess in this pod, but that's how that went. I did not cover a class today. So all 5 of these Chromebooks have a scanner plugged in. They're all signed into 5-star under my name. They should all be on the scan-in screen for the trimester celebration.
Okay, and if not, I don't have to sign them.
Yeah, I just told Mr. Jonathan that we need 2 tables out, so he's doing that. And in leadership, we're gonna make a no ID sign, and I'll bring that over. And I'm gonna see if I can have the leadership kids like decorate the table, make it look, make it look like something. Okay. But. All right, I'm on my lunch period. I'm eating lunch all by myself today because Taylor has a sub. I'm eating one of my extra factor meals from the week. This one is spicy poblano beef bowl with roasted broccoli, rice, and sour cream. 560 calories. So I started ordering factor meals this summer because, again, I've been super exhausted in life, and I used to cook every couple of nights a week. Back in the day, I used to do Blue Apron. I did Green Chef for a while and really liked it. But this year, like, the thought of cooking something, and then as a single person also being the person to clean up, and even just figuring out or going to the grocery store, I can't even do that this year. So I found this. I don't even remember where I saw or heard about Factor, probably through social media or something, but I've been doing it since summer and I like it. I get 8 meals a week, and the base price is $114, but I always upgrade 1 meal, so I end up paying about $124, and it's 8 meals, which I think is great. So there's that. Hold on a second. I had some kids in another room. So I typically eat them for dinner, but if I eat out one night a week or something, I might end up with an extra one before the next shipment comes, so then I'll have them for lunch. And so that's what I'm doing today. As far as the day, I think the last I checked, I was on my prep and told you that I did not cover a class during my prep period, even though I was asked to because I needed my prep. And as far as the tech for the house celebration, that's going well. It was a rough start, but that was only because the administrators that were checking kids in to get their donut didn't know how to use the scanners. So they thought it wasn't working, but they just weren't doing it right. This plastic won't come off. So that's fixed. But I did find out that there was a special ed meeting this morning that left some people frustrated. And so this is, you know, me capturing the reality of teaching. And this is one of those times, I wasn't at the meeting, I just got the gist of it, where again, as the general ed teacher that works with students who are on IEPs and working with aides and the RSP teacher, and I know that we're doing everything we're supposed to be doing for these kids if they are true RSP students. Right now we're being told that we're not doing enough or we're doing it all wrong, and I fully believe that that's incorrect, because I've been teaching RSP for a very long time and I'm doing exactly what I've always been done, and what I've been doing in the past has been dictated by previous administrators who are getting information from people at the district level. The problem is this year our RSP students are struggling for a variety of reasons, and the progress is not what we would typically see. So instead of just acknowledging that maybe this year's groups of kids have higher needs, and maybe, you know, instead of acknowledging we don't have enough special ed staff on campus, we don't have enough RSP teachers, and you're spreading your RSP teachers, whether they are the actual RSP teacher or the gen ed teacher that works with the RSP teacher, instead of acknowledging that you're spreading us too thin, now you're just telling us, no, spreading us so thin that we really can't support the students in the way that they need. Like, the way an RSP student should be serviced is the gen ed teacher, that's me, should be making the grade level content accessible to that student. So sometimes that means I'm accommodating the assignment for length, or they're getting additional support than a student that's not on an IEP. That could look like I'm giving you quiz questions ahead of time, whereas someone that's not on an IEP, I'm not giving those to them. Or I'm giving you the quiz, letting you take it, then I'm looking at it and giving you opportunities to correct it. Or I'm giving you a longer period of time to complete something. That's my job. And then they have goals as students to kind of fill in gaps, and their goals may or may not be grade level specific, and the actual RSP teacher, who is a credentialed special ed teacher, would be working with them separate from what I'm doing to try and fill in those gaps. Well, this year, the way our program is structured, our RSP teachers can't do that because they don't have the time, or there's not enough bodies to do that, and some of us are not getting adequate coverage in our class to support the class. That's the problem. On top of the group of RSP kids that we have this year require more support. And so what we're being told is not that we're short-staffed, or we don't have enough teachers, or we're not providing you enough support to give the students. We're just being told that we're doing it wrong, which therefore means we've been doing it wrong for years at this point. And to say that I am frustrated, insulted, upset would be an understatement. I am all of those things. So much so to the point where I am officially letting admin know that they have to find a different teacher to teach the RSP class at the 8th grade level next year, because I'm not willing to do it. And contractually, I don't have to do it, because I think our contract says that if asked to do it, you are obligated to do it for 2 years, and after you've done 2 years, you are not obligated to do it. I've been doing it since I've been at this site, this is my 5th year. And the other teachers on campus that our gen ed teachers working with RSP students are feeling the same way, because how incredibly frustrating, agitating, exhausting, upsetting it is to know how hard you're working to try and somebody came and thought I was here, but I'm not. Hold on.
Are you looking for me?
I know.
Are you looking for your donut?
For what?
A donut?
That was an administrator. I don't remember what I was saying when I left, but yeah, so it's frustrating. Like, I don't plan to teach RSP next year. I know the other teachers that are currently doing it are just as frustrated, because we just feel like devalued, insulted, not appreciated, gaslit, all the things. So, and it's unfortunate, because I like working with the RSP teachers and the aide. And there are some perks to teaching RSP. Your class tends to be smaller. You do have an aide in class, and sometimes, like, we've been working together long enough, she does help with some of the grading and the creation of things. But I'm willing to give that up just to let go of this this aspect of it all. So that's what's happened so far. My lunch is good, and my therapy appointment's at 4, so I definitely need to leave at 3 o'clock today. As far as how class has gone so far, we read the 2 chapters of Firekeeper's Daughter. The class is really liking that book. And then the rest of the class time they are working on preparing for the town hall meeting on Monday, and they're doing a pretty good job. I think some of the changes I made from how I ran it last year in terms of how they prepare to this year have really worked. Last year, I gave them a document that had, I think, too many questions on it for them to understand what they were really supposed to do. And I don't remember using the arguments for and against each act last year like we did yesterday. And I think that helped. So instead of giving them multiple questions, I gave them the one main question that the lesson suggests, and that's what they're responding to. And most of them seem like they have their statement ready to go for Monday. So I'll do the same. I think what I'm going to add to it, what I didn't do last year, is I'm going to come up with some questions and plant them in the town hall audience to pose on Monday. And I'm going to see if I can borrow a podium to make it look more official. So that's what's going on. So far, the day is good, with the exception of the frustration of what I heard from the special ed meeting this morning. So I will talk to you guys.
Stand back, that's about taxes, you know how he feels about it. We didn't have any representation, they didn't ask him.
Still need to analyze.
And then for again,
And so just start by every. So I say, since the question is just always respond to the person.
That's how they didn't
But I say,
during 1765,
during
75, when the Stamp Act occurs,
we can't say occurred twice. Not twice. Fine.
Well, and when was the Stamp Act? Quartering Act was 1765
Was
also,
revealed.
right? You don't want to make it sound like this was so far ago, like this is a current community issue.
The Stamp Act was revealed.
Yeah.
oh,
So you don't want to make it sound like this was years ago. You're talking
We say
that this
in-
all just happened.
during the 75,
A couple years later.
Like, what are you trying to say?
because
We're supposed to be in the time.
We already did proclamation, and then we.
So you would really be saying, like, you would talk about the proclamation of 1763, and you should be saying, and now, because this is a current issue now. Yeah. You're acting as if this is happening, this is all happening right now.
Was in the past.
Yeah, because remember, this was 1763.
Yeah.
When I say listen, you say up. Listen, listen, listen. Everybody look back here. Okay? Remember that you're talking as if these things just happened. So like they're preparing their statement now, and they were going to say something like, well, when this happened, or when the Stamp Act came, but that sounds like that happened a while ago. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're pretending like you had the proclamation of 1763. That happened. You can talk about that in the past because that was 2 years ago for you guys. Do you understand that? But the Stamp Act and the Quartering Act happened during the same year, which was what? One person knows, which was what? 1765. And we're a community, and we're having a town hall meeting talking about how these two things just happened and we don't like it. So you want to make sure it sounds like you're saying these things are happening now and we are upset. Do you understand that? Like, it's not like way back when. It's like this just happened now. So make sure that when you're phrasing what you're going to say, it sounds that way. Do you guys understand what I mean? Okay. Okay, it's just about 3 o'clock. I just picked up all the scanners that we were using for our little house event. I would say, hold on here. I would say for the most part it was successful. There was some drama with the cafeteria ladies because kids went to lunch early. We put you down here. And they didn't like that, but it is what it is. They'll get over it. But everybody got a donut. We had extra donuts left. Hold on. Okay. I got to have a donut, so it was all good. So now I'm gonna go home. This one goes here, and this one goes. Okay. I'm going to go home, walk Woofy, and then head out to my therapy appointment. But I think I said today went well. Someone's stuff is in here. I don't know who this belongs to. Today went well. And I just lost my train of thought. I have work to do on the weekend, which I will be doing. I don't think I'll vlog on the weekend. I think I'll take the weekends off. And I feel like the kids are gonna be ready for the Colonial Fair. I think that's what I was saying. That they practice, the aides that I work with went around to each group, made sure they understood, like they have to embody this person that they've been assigned, and they need to be speaking in impassioned voices based on their stance on a particular topic. So we'll see how that goes on Monday. I think one of the things, I don't know if I said this earlier, I'm gonna do that I didn't do last year is I'm going to plant questions. I'm going to plant questions in the town hall audience that kids will ask the panelists. So haven't fully figured that out. I didn't do it last year, but I'll look those up over the weekend and make sure we're ready. And that's about it. And as far as what I was talking about earlier with special ed and RSP and what we're being told, like that is a prime example of why teachers are leaving and quitting. It's stuff like that. That will get a teacher to be like, I'm done, I've had it, I'm not doing this anymore. Is stuff like that. I'm not leaving teaching because of that, but now I'm at a place where I'm like, you know, I will be backing out of teaching an RSP class next year. And a lot of teachers don't necessarily want to take on the task because it is more work. Like there's more meetings involved. It adds another layer to your teaching because you are, you know, accommodating assignments to make it more accessible to students that are having academic struggles because they may have a disability of some sort, and it's just extra work. So I don't know what's going to happen next year when all the RSP teachers on my side of campus that teach 8th grade are kind of like, or the gen ed teachers that work with RSP students, we're all just burnt out and frustrated and to some degree hurt. So hi. Oh, I forgot I gave that to you.
Yeah. So camera though, right?
Yeah, so if I don't do it, I'll let the PE teachers know to let them in.
Okay.
So they'll find a way.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your long weekend.
Thank you. Okay. I think I was talking why teachers quit. Yeah, those are reasons why teachers quit. The other teachers that are here, we're frustrated. So, what can you do besides go home? So I'm gonna go home. If you enjoyed today's vlog, today's look at teaching life in the year 2023, where teachers are stressed and stretched beyond their wildest imaginations and teachers are leaving the profession, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, feel free to do so and I will respond to it. And if nothing else, I hope that you are well. And if you are not well, please be well. And I will see you guys in the next vlog. Until then.